The folks in the know don't seem to be panicking while you are. These folks don't care that cryptocurrency is extremely volatile because it will eventually have the opposite impact, which means it will pump strongly if it is extremely volatile toward the negative. Shattering. Crypto assets totaling $9.8 million are disclosed by more than 400 South Korean authorities, encompassing Dogecoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, correct? It appears that they are bullish men. Following the introduction of interactive brokers and traditional finance, TradFi has expanded its cryptocurrency trading platform to include Solana, XRP Cardano, and Dogecoin. These coins have the potential to succeed in the new world. Very interesting, man. I'm not aware of anything else, but XRP has received approval worldwide in addition to having clarity in America in a case that will shortly be resolved. Take a look at this. Ripple analysis of Sharia. Alright, Saudi Arabia is the source of this. The Saudi Central Bank partnered with Ripple, a company established at UNICEF to help banks use blockchain technology to settle payments as part of its efforts to support Saudi banks. In the near future, it will be fascinating to observe. Blockchain businesses are creating Sharia goods, and this will affect the legal and financial regulations in the Saudi market. I don't sure about it, but this sounds like a big deal. People, they even have IoT, which is meant to get Sharia certification. However, some of these currencies will make it now. Back in 2018, it was revealed that Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates were developing a proof of concept on a trial basis to test the use of blockchain technology to facilitate cross-border payments and transfers. Therefore, this was a long time ago. Correct? How far along is it now? Has it been modernized? Correct? Guys, have a look at that. Globally and literally, XRP has been approved. This is really big news right now. According to the FDIC, banks can participate in cryptocurrency activities without prior authorization. This is absurd, isn't it? That implies that banks are now involved, correct? So if they are going to take control of us, will they call up Ripple? I and you, correct. They require a legitimate infrastructure capable of storing these currency. I assume that if they follow that course, they will contact Ripple to use it or perhaps develop a retail solution, like as a wallet. What is the asset class's significant development? Banks can now participate in cryptocurrency activities without prior approval, according to the FDSA. Guys, that is truly insane. The fact that banks are now entering is unbelievable. We assert that they will. They never lose, guys, so they won't lose either. The ruling changes the benchmark for banks under FDSA supervision with relation to their exposure to digital assets. As long as they effectively control the risks involved, the government agency NACS will permit participation in this cryptocurrency sector. Whoa, guys, it looks like they're going to have safety precautions in place. As you are all aware, cryptocurrency is extremely volatile. Absolutely, and keep in mind that banks tend to be more paranoid. Guys, they want to be safer, therefore that's not a terrible thing. However, they will only manage their risks when it comes to cryptocurrency. They will be joining us. However, once more, as soon as someone steps in the correct direction, they're simply going to pull right, and eventually they'll be completely in. Donald Trump is to blame, isn't that correct? The movements are attempting to establish America as the global center of cryptocurrency. This is really big, folks, don't you think? As I'm aware that many banks prohibit cryptocurrency transactions, correct? And because of that stigma and that narrative, they simply don't like cryptocurrency in general, don't they? It was discussed many years ago how thieves utilize this kind of technology to transfer money and do other things. However, that appears to have altered entirely, don't you think, the story? Thus, this document confirms that institutions under FDSA supervision are allowed to take part in operations that involve new and developing technology, like digital assets and cryptocurrency. All actions should be carried out safely, sensibly, and in accordance with all applicable rules and regulations. Correct? Well, especially when discussing unfamiliar territory, it is better to be safe than sorry. Examine this the first, but not the last, step in advancing UNICEF leadership in the digital assets and financial technology ecosystem is the revision of this guidance. It discusses how cryptocurrencies will play a significant role in the new world, and even Fidelity says following severe setbacks in 2023 that had an impact on the whole financial system, the digital asset sector has shown remarkable resilience. The fundamental innovation and underlying potential of digital assets remained constant throughout. Possibly more significantly, institutional investors' conviction did not either. Even though sentiment and adoption have recently decreased, we relate this to the historical cyclical nature, which has since improved. Because, take a look at this. By the way, they intend to make this technology the primary component of that new Venetian system, which is the only reason it turned out well. If not, isn't that correct? To put it another way, let's assume that the blockchain technology we currently possess is something that will benefit people greatly. Don't get me wrong, this is true. However, they would have eradicated this technology from the beginning of time if they didn't want it to even reach its current state. They made an effort, but I believe that was merely a plot point. Trafi detested cryptocurrency, yet it never gave up, isn't that right? And that's what they'll see in the future, isn't it? In the historical records. And they will discuss how Ripple never took a step back, correct? Understanding the fundamental value propositions of digital assets, which we think are here to stay, is the foundation of long-term institutional adoption, which is still growing. The same thing was said by garlinghouse. Cryptocurrencies are here to stay. Is it, oh, cryptos are just a couple? I'm taking a few with me, correct? Ripple is one of the few that makes a dent in the universe. And this is a lovely illustration of what might have happened if you had invested $10,000 6 months prior. Correct. It's great to see XRP on the rise, but it all depends on your point of view. Prior to this pump, XRP was only a stablecoin, while Bitcoin and Ethereum were experiencing explosive growth. However, XRP finally got a turn. That's incredible because only 6 months ago, additionally, consider how much money you would have now. Whoa, mind-blowing. And you know what? Just by spot, that is. You hold without giving it a second thought. The crazy aspect is that you purchase without giving it much thought thus. This is the reason banks are interested in entering the space industry, as they claim to know how much money can be earned there. You assume they want to sit back and watch everyone else earn money, but how much money will be pouring into the space? In addition to themselves, the banks will therefore want to take as large a piece of the pie as they can, but here's an intriguing element. Unlike banks, Ripple has an infrastructure. Ripple has a system in place. For instance, they will use XRP or a stablecoin on Ripple if they wish to process cross-border payment. Where else will they go for custody after that? In fact, Medico and another cryptocurrency custody service were purchased by Ripple. Guys, isn't that funny? Right, so I'm rather certain that the banks will be involved in some manner with Ripple no matter what they do. Ripple has its hands in everything else. Just think about all the contracts